What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. My name is Ivy Nganga. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome to my channel. So today I want to do another challenge. I really wanted to film today, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I remembered that I had seen this particular challenge. I'm not really sure if it's meant to be a challenge, but I've seen Stephanie Cherono, who is a makeup artist here in Kenya, and I've seen Milali from South Africa use this particular challenge. I'm just going to call it a challenge to come up with their looks. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. But before we get into all of that, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I post a video. So let's go right on ahead and begin this video. I had already done my brows off camera because I just decided I wanted to do that today. So I'm just going to do my makeup a bit different today. I'm going to start with my face and then I'm going to finish off with the eyes as I show you that particular challenge that I'm going to be doing today. So yeah, let's begin with priming the eyes. I'm going to be using my usual Rimmel London primer to prime. I've really been loving this primer, so you're probably going to be seeing a lot of it on my channel. I'm just going to massage that into my skin. Next up, I'm going to go in with my LA Girl powder. This is the pressed powder and it's in the shade Classic Tan. And I'm just going to use that to set the primer. Okay, I'm now going to go into foundation and I'm using my Revlon Colorstay. I'm actually almost out. I use this foundation all the time. Let's just blend it out and see how it turns out. I'm using my usual foundation brush. It's a flat brush. So I'm now going to go in with my concealers. I'm going to use two concealers. I'm going to use this shade Fawn. This is Fawn and the other one is Cool Tan. So I'm just going to use Cool Tan because it's a bit light. I think it's one shade lighter than my foundation. So I'm just going to go in with that just under my eye and in this area because it's normally the darker area. Then what I'm going to do with my Fawn, I'm just going to go under that just a bit. Fawn is almost my shade, so what I like to do with Fawn is I just feel like it just blends the two together. It prevents the harsh white line between my concealer and my foundation, and it just adds a bit more coverage. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. I'm also going to add the contour, and I usually contour with this Pro Concealer. It's in the shade Beautiful Bronze. This is like, I think, one shade darker than my shade. So yeah. So what I like to do when I'm contouring is I just look at that natural line. Depending on the structure of your face, if you look at this particular area that a lot of us contour, you will see that there's already that natural line. So you just follow that natural line and then you go down a bit and do the same on the other side. And then I just contour my forehead because it's a bit big and we're trying to reduce the size of the forehead. Yeah, and then we'll do the nose, but I'm going to do my nose the way I did it the other time. So I'm just going to put the product as close as I can to the brow. I'm now going to blend out this concealer and I'm just using a sponge. Yeah, so I forgot to mention that your sponge needs to be wet. This ensures that you get the most out of your concealer. If it's dry, then it might be cakey, and also a lot of your product might end up on your sponge. So make sure that it's just a bit damp before you use it. Now that that's done, I'm just going to go in with my powder. I'm going to be using my black Opal powder. This is the 200 Invisible oil blocking loose powder. This is one shade for all people, at least that's what it says. So I'm just going to take my sponge once again, and I'm going to take just a bit of that, dab the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'm just going to dab that on my under eye to brighten it up a bit more. As that bakes, I'm just going to go into my Morphe X James Charles palette, and I'm going to use some of the shadows here so I'm just going to use some of the shadows here to bronze. So I'm going to use these two shades, getting rid of the excess, and I'm just going to go above my contour. Not forgetting the forehead as well. Okay, so we're going to leave the face as it is, and we're going to finish it off once we are done with the eyes. So let's get right into this challenge. I'm going to be using my Rude Cosmetics palette that I used in my most recent video. If you've not watched it, go watch it. This palette has the 30 shades. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it's a 30 shadow palette. So what happens with this challenge is that you take the palette that you're going to use. So for me, this is the palette I'm going to be using. You count the number of shades that you have in that palette, put them in a box, pick out random numbers, and with those three, there's supposed to be 3 numbers. So with those 3 numbers, you're supposed to create an eye look. So I have all my numbers in this small box. It's just a random gift box that I had. So I have all my numbers in here. So I'm just going to shake my box, and I'm going to take out my 3 numbers. I'm not sure if you guys can even see the numbers. The first one is number 7. I'm pretty sure you guys can see. I'm so sorry, but I'm not going to cheat. I'm now going to take out the second one. The second one is, let's see, 9. So I have 7, I have 9. And then the third one is 30. The last one is 30. So let me go back to my palette. So on my palette, this is 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 is this pinkish color. Is it pink? Yeah, I think it's pink. So I have 7. Wait, I have 7. So this is 6. Oh wait, this is 7. Sorry. This is 7. Sorry. So this is 7, 8, 9. So I have 7, 9. This is a 30 shadow palette, so this is 30. So I noticed that you guys couldn't really see. So this is the shade I was using. It's a burgundy shade, and it's just the exact same one I used in my previous video. It's called Fantastique. What I've noticed with this particular eyeshadow palette, it's very pigmented. So I'm just going to use concealer today. Let's see how it turns out. I used eyeshadow primer and it was really pigmented. So I'm just going to use concealer today as my base and see how it turns out. Yeah, so we're going to start with the first color, and I'm going to take this color. I'm just going to write the names once again because I cannot pronounce them, but this is like a nude brown color, so I'm just going to use that as a transition shade. I feel like this is actually just perfect because since I'm using concealer, I feel like I need to sort of set this concealer so that it doesn't crease. So I'm just going to do that using this particular color, blending it out all over my lid. Then I'm going to go in with the second shade. I'm going to start with this color, this Fantastique, that's what it's called. I'm going to use this for my outer V. Oh, I thought there was some fallout because I didn't see any fallout last time, but there was none. So when you're blending out your eyeshadow, make sure that you hold your brush at the bottom so that you're not applying a lot of pressure. If you hold it really close to the bristles, you're putting pressure basically. So if you want to build on the product, then you can hold it really close and you'll achieve more pigmentation. But when you want to blend it out, you just hold your brush and slightly blend and you'll achieve your blended out look. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my concealer. You really don't even have to do this, but I've never used the shimmer shades on this particular palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of concealer and do a cut crease-ish kind of look. So I'm just going to apply my concealer. Okay, that was such a fail. So what I do is I just apply concealer, then I look down and it just gives me like an outline of where my concealer should go. I'm just going to blend that using my finger because the warmth of the finger will also really help with blending it out. And I'm going to take my shimmer shade. I think I'm going to use I'm just going to use a brush. If it's not very pigmented, then I'm just going to use my finger. So this is the shade that we're using. It's a gold, yeah, it's a gold shimmer. Oh, actually that applies really, really well. So I'm just going to take my brush once again and I'm just going to blend out the shimmer and that burgundy color that we were going in with. Okay, so I had to go finish off my eyes off camera because they were taking quite a bit of time. So I've just done my lower waterline. I just did a black lower waterline and then I did my lashes and that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to highlight now. I'm just going to use one of the shadows from this palette. I think this is pronounced as Rosé. It's something different from what I normally use, but I feel like it will look really pretty with this whole look as opposed to something golden or something silver-ish. So I really love the way it's looking. I'm not going to be adding blush today, so yeah, I love the way this looks. I'm just going to blend it. I normally highlight these higher points of my cheeks. So I'm also going to highlight the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose as well. Lastly, we're going to go to the lips. So I'm going to be using these two shades. I've used them here before, I think a couple of times. This darker one is a black up burgundy-ish color. So I'm going to start with that. So I'm now going to mix it up with my nude pink lipstick that I always use. So guys, this is the final look. This is how it's looking from the side. This is the eye look, and from the other side. I feel like I've not done a talk through video for you guys in forever, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please do like, share, comment, and of course subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.